Hello, and welcome to Explore Analytics. Today, we're going to take a look at how Explore Analytics' interactive filters allow you to get some really advanced functionality without needing to resort to any code or special tricks. Just using the advanced Explore Analytics dashboards, you can get all of the ServiceNow information in a really interactive and rich way. We're going to show you some examples. We won't go into the technical details on how they're built, but you can see from the examples exactly how Explore Analytics can really take interactive filters to the next level. Let's start with this example of our CMDB data quality dashboard. This is one of our pre-built IT analytics apps, but it uses our basic Explore Analytics dashboard functionality. So there's a few things I want to highlight that are all hidden in these really powerful filters. First, these allow the users to select multiple filters from a checkbox. So for example, if they want to see both end user devices and infrastructure, or infrastructure and network, they can select those and apply changes, and you'll see how the data automatically loads. This is just as easy as checking off the Allow Multiple Selection checkbox, and then you can determine whether they can select all, or if they have to select from a certain subset. And then you can see that these reports are going to immediately filter down. Secondly, I want to highlight the fact that this is both taking a real-time dashboard, so this is showing the current number of CIs that we have in each of the classes, and also some trended metrics, so things like the trended metric of how many are stale and how many are incomplete. Something that a trend task is gathering on a nightly or weekly basis is also being filtered, so you don't have to have interactive filters only for the live reports. You can get that for your trended data as well. The second thing I want to highlight, if I go back to selecting all, is that if you notice, and anyone who's used the CMDB knows, there's many classes here. But when I select to just a subsection of these categories of CIs, the class is also filtered. That's because the slicers actually interact with each other. So you can have dependent slicers that are also taking in the limitations of the slicers that are around them. So here, because we've selected a subset of categories, only the classes that are within that are available. That creates a much cleaner experience for the user who can use that first level to filter down that second level. Lastly, there's something actually really powerful going on here. If you use the CMDB, may notice that this idea of a CI category is not something that actually exists within the ServiceNow CMDB out of the box. And so actually what this is this is using a mapping table, a CSV that I uploaded, that maps all of the ServiceNow CI classes to a category. So all of the application-related classes I put under business service and applications. All of the things having to do with desktop or laptop computers were under end-user device. Mapping the network items, the printers and scanners. And then what that allows me to do is have this slicer that's not even pointing at ServiceNow data, but allows me to filter the ServiceNow data based on that information. So again, it allows me to create this concept of an infrastructure CI or a network CI, and then all of my reports are filtered based on that, even though it's not a ServiceNow data point. And I'm limiting my breadth of classes that are available by that. So if you think about that, that's a really powerful way to be able to provide a very seamless user interface to your user, to be able to get from the really broad view all the way down to that specific view with just a couple clicks. Again, none of this required any code. It was uploading a CSV and using our typical add slicer window and walking through the different options that are available. And there's another video on this channel if you'd like to see how those are built more specifically. Another thing I'd like to show you is under the project management dashboard that we have. So again, you'll see that there's a lot of commonality in terms of being able to select multiple project managers. Here, we're not allowing them to select multiple portfolios. They can only pick one. Again, that's all configurable. The other component that I want to show here is that these are looking across different tables. So when I'm selecting, show me all or show me a subset, the costs that are associated with the projects or the portfolios are being filtered, as well as records on the projects table. So with the same filters, you can filter across multiple tables all at once. So you can see that there's a lot of power to be able to bring together information from multiple tables, multiple places. You can have another tab here where the same filters are looking at things like baseline, another tab, and this could all be on the same tab as well, bringing in things like resource allocation. So the same interactive filter you can reuse across a lot of different tables. Next, I want to show you some advanced date filtering that we have. So this is more of a traditional incident dashboard. It's showing incidents by category and the priority based on when they were created, with a little calculated column that shows us the percent of total. But this custom date time field allows us to select a lot of breadth of date filtering. So, a default might be any time, but I could say on a particular date. I could say during last year and take a look at what last year's data looked like. I could do before or after, or between two particular fixed dates, or during last 36 months if I wanted to get the trailing 36 month or 36 full months information. So you can see that with these drop downs, you're allowing the user a lot of granularity in what's the span of time that they want to look at and how do you want them to be able to interact with that. Creating those is so easy. Again, no code required. You're just adding a slicer, and let's say that I'm going to do it based on the incident created field. It really doesn't matter because it's just any particular date field that you want, and then selecting custom. That's this user interface that we were just looking at. Now, for all of these dashboards that you create can be published directly into ServiceNow, which will allow them to be embedded directly onto dashboards or linked to directly, or you can also distribute this externally. So if you wanted to embed this in an HTML portal, all of the capabilities that we've looked at, the filters, all of this is something that would be available whether it's inside or outside of ServiceNow. Again, no code or script required to put it in an iframe or stick it somewhere else. That's something that you could put in a service portal very easily. And again, our goal is for you to be able to have the full power of these interactive filters in a lot of different and interesting ways, again, without requiring any code or script or customization. We've only scratched the surface of all the power that the dashboards can do. If you'd like to see more, we have another video that's more specifically to how to build these on a technical level, but we hope you have some fun exploring all the different ways that you can make these dashboards really seamless for your users.